Welcome back to Jenna's Kitchen. My family loves sourdough bread and we're always making some, so I figured I would show y'all my favorite way to make some sourdough bread. Let's get started. We've got our bread machine and I have two recipes for sourdough bread. One is in the bread machine and it's super duper simple. You just put everything in the bread machine, let it rise as dough, and then you can bake it. But the other way is in a stand mixer. It doesn't have any yeast in it and it's not as fast, but it still produces good bread. It's also a little bit more dense, and I like this one just for snacking. We have 1 cup of sourdough starter. It's nice and bubbly, so that's how you know it's ready to be used. Plus it kind of smells a little sour. Then we have 3/4 cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of yeast. My other recipe doesn't call for yeast, and people think that it's more authentic because it doesn't use yeast, so it rises on its own. I just like to use it in both recipes because I think it rises better. If you don't use the yeast, it will take a lot longer, and sometimes I don't have the patience. I want sourdough bread really soon. We're gonna let our yeast bloom for 10 minutes. Our yeast is done proofing. Now we're gonna add 3 cups of bread flour, 3 tablespoons of oil, and 1 tablespoon of salt. You want to make sure that you put the flour in before you put the salt in. That way the salt doesn't kill the yeast and then you just have flat bread. Normally when I'm making bread, I leave the top on while I'm putting the ingredients in the bread machine, but for video purposes, it made it easier to see. So to put this back on, I did it! It's ready to go. We're gonna put this on the 9th setting, which is dough. We just want this to mix it all up. And this will be done in 1 hour and 30 minutes, so I'll meet you back here. Our bread is done rising. Now it's time to shape our dough into loaves. First thing that we're gonna do is put some flour on the counter so it doesn't stick. And then take our dough out. And make sure you find this little thing if it's not still in the machine, because you don't want to bake this in your bread. I don't think that would end very well. Now we're just going to put some flour on the top, make it a little easier to handle. I'm going to take a dough scraper and cut it down the middle, or what looks to be the middle, and break it apart. They look kind of even. Put one off to the side. And what I like to do is bring it in to where you have a smooth edge, where the top looks like this, and now you gotta shape it into an elongated loaf. Then do the same thing with your other half. Look at them, aren't they cute? Now we're just gonna spray our bread pans to make sure that these loaves come out easily. Take your loaf, put it in the pan. Take your loaf, put it in the pan. We're gonna let these rise for 30 minutes, then pop them in a 350-degree oven and bake them for 20 minutes. Our bread has come out of the oven. It looks great. Now it's time to take it out of these loaf pans. If you want your edges to be a little bit softer, you can wait about 20 minutes to take your bread out. But if you want your sides a little crunchier, you could take it out as soon as you can. Here are the 2 loaves of sourdough bread that we made today. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. They smell great, they look great, but unfortunately we can't eat it right now because it's so soft, it would just crumble when you tried to cut it. So we've got to wait a little bit. But I'm glad this recipe makes 2 because my family normally devours 1 within 1 hour that we made it. If you like this video, please like it and comment your favorite bread down below. Subscribe to Jenna's Kitchen and have a great day.